You're listening to The Sports Moment,
May 31st, 2024.
part of the Sports Moments and Memories with Craig Olson podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a sports moment. Sponsored by Pemberton Law and Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
Lake Area Docks and Lifts, more than just docks and lifts. Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
Playoff time in high school sports, and in the spring season, that means track and golf and baseball and softball. And the Section 6A track and field meet was held in Pillager yesterday, and there were a number of kids that moved on to the state meet, which will be held next week, the 6th through the 8th of June at St. Michael Albertville High School. And let's highlight some of those qualifiers. Pelican Rapids had the top score on the boys' side, team-wise, 85.33, barely ahead of Sauk Center with 81. And individually, the Bertha Hewitt Verndale 4x800-meter relay team won the championship and qualified for state with the foursome of Preston Miller, Zach Baumgartner, Zane Guderjohn, and Brady Rock leading the way. It was a good day for Matthew Danielson of Rothsay. Matthew won the 110-meter hurdles, qualifying for state in that event. And also, he was joined by his teammate, Carson Jensen, who finished in as a qualifier in the long jump with a jump of 21 feet, 1 1/4 inches. So a great job there by Carson Jensen. In fact, Section 6A long jumpers, 6 of them made it to state by meeting the state standard in that event. And Mason DeLugie of Otter Tail Central was a double winner. DeLugie won that high jump event and also won the triple jump competition. Justin Jacobson of Pelican Rapids, a double winner, taking the shot put and the discus competition. And Charlie Larson, his teammate, was a double winner as well. Charlie won the mile and the 800-meter run to qualify for state in both of those events. Brady Rock and Zane Guderjohn, Bertha Hewitt Verndale teammates, were 1-2 in the 3,200-meter run, and both will compete at St. Michael Albertville next week. So lots of good performances on the boys' side, and qualifiers get to compete Thursday through Saturday of next week. Now, on the girls' side, Barnesville had a team total of 63 to beat Pelican Rapids by 5 points for the Section 6A team championship. Individual qualifiers at 4x8 from Bertha Hewitt Verndale won that event with Mayette Hansel, Mia Arroyo, Kendra Miller, and Lisa Dean. How about Lucia Wales qualifying in 3 events from Ashby Brandon Evansville? She won the 100-meter hurdles event to qualify for state in that event, and it just had another outstanding day. 4th place in the long jump. She met the qualifying standard there as well. So good job by Lucia Wales to qualify in those events. Megan Guler was a double winner for Pelican Rapids. Megan won the 100-meter dash, and she also took first in the 200-meter dash. Frazee had their 4x4 relay team qualify with Ainsley Johansson, Haley Selly, Elsie Ratz, and Jaden Sonnenberg. And how about Kinley Borman from Otter Tail Central winning the long jump competition and the triple jump competition? And Grace Backstrom, her teammate, was the high jump champion, with Maisha Antoni from Otter Tail Central taking second, and then qualifying by a standard, Jaden Sonnenberg from Frazee in 3rd place, Tarina Blasick from West Central area in 4th, and Mariah Coltis from Breckenridge in 5th place. Ava Fallingstead, runner-up in the triple jump, qualified for state in that event. And Ava also was runner-up in the 100-meter hurdles and qualified for state there. And in the discus competition, it was Ellie Welch from Pelican Rapids who was the champion. So congratulations to all of the state qualifiers in Section 6A. Earlier this week, Ruby Ellison of the Fergus Falls girls track and field team won the section high jump competition to qualify for the state meet, and she will be competing at St. Michael Albertville next week. And we caught up with Ruby at the track during practice earlier on Friday, and she talked about her day on Wednesday and her goals heading into the state meet.
The day before sections, I had a really bad practice, but I knew that the next day I was going to be fine and I wasn't going to let it get to me. And once we started jumping, I knew that it was going to be a good day because I just felt really good going over the bar, and I felt like I was bouncy, so yeah, I did feel really good. So.
And when you're not knocking the bar down all the way up and they keep raising it and you're finally at 5-1 and you clear your first jump, how confident does that make you? Because you went for 5-3, and were you pretty confident?
I did feel really confident clearing 5-1 pretty well, and I was like, wow, I got this. Confidence is a really big factor when it comes to high jumps, so yeah, I was pretty confident going to 5-3.
So do you think, hey, 5-3, I'm going to get that at state?
That's the goal. I mean, that's the mindset, because that's probably what's going to help me be able to jump over the bar. So, yeah, I'm hoping.
Now, day 2 of the track and field meet in Section 8-2A will be Saturday at Ricori High School in Cold Spring. And girls head coach Niki Welde talked about what's going to be happening on Saturday.
Our section's actually taking, 9 girls in high jump, and to have 9 over 5-1 plus, I mean, that's just a solid round, and no other sections in AA took that many. So there are a lot of jumpers at state, but it was really fun. We were standing with the coaches, and one of the coaches said, "Oh, we should get a T-shirt made, Section 8 AA high jumpers, and just to represent and go out to eat together and everything." But it's going to be kind of fun. But yeah, we've got some opportunities that are just right there in front of us, and the 4x8 girls, we were kind of waiting to place our final runner who's going to run it. They kind of had to run the 800 as a kind of let's see what you got and where you're at right now the other day. And so we've got that set, and I think we can take 5 seconds or so off, or better. So it's right there, their reach too. And the 4x1 is a team. So I'll start with the 4x8 girls. It's Estee Versteeg, Cassie Wellman, Carson Lill, and Alexis Wellman. So those 4 will be running. And Alexis had a huge time drop. Her PR is just 5 seconds, and that's just gargantuan. And she's just so ready, and just her attitude is so awesome about it. So I think they have good things coming. And then our 4x1 has a really good shot also in qualifier. They're in a good spot on the track, and they've got good competition all around them. We've got so it'll start with Ruby Ellison on the blocks, and she'll hand off to Siri Smested and Maya Fear, and then Rachel DeBrito brings it in for us.
The Otter boys qualified 2 triple jumpers, Shane Zierden and Darius Lockett, 1-2 in the section competition. I asked Coach Derek Meyer if he had seen that 1-2 finish coming.
Didn't see 1-2 coming. Definitely saw Shane being up there. He was the number 2, or tied for 1-2 seed coming in. We had high expectations. He's been to the state meet twice now for triple jump, so he's kind of a seasoned athlete. Darius was on the cusp. Didn't see him hitting that placement spot, but we knew he had a jump in him where he could hit the standard, and he ended up hitting a 2.5 foot PR, which is just absolutely incredible, and put him in the second place spot, and he hit the state standard, as did 7 competitors in that triple jump, which is pretty unprecedented for how things went for that. But yeah, Darius had an awesome day, and it wasn't just one lucky jump. He was consistently hitting over that state standard mark with it, 4 out of his 6 jumps. So banner day for him. First and second is just awesome to see, especially within our loaded section that we have, and very proud of how those guys performed for the Otters.
Well, the Otters also have Logan Bradenberg and Jaden Miller competing in the finals in the 800-meter run. They both qualified on Wednesday for tomorrow's finals, or Saturday's finals. And Derek talked about their races on Wednesday and where it puts them heading into Saturday.
Jaden right now is got the top time coming in seeded, and I know he's got a little extra gear in him for tomorrow. And Logan is the second seeded for winning his heat, but there was a kid from Wilmer that ran just a little faster than him, so he's got to crank down a little bit for that. But those guys are also on our top 4x8 team, which we've hit the state standard already at our conference meet last week, and we're looking to coming in with the top time seated for that. So, and also on that team will be Tommy Erickson and David Ronovic, and that's just been a pretty special group. They got our school record last week, and they're poised for success. We got kind of burned last year with how things landed and what other teams set up with, so they have definitely come in with some fire and ready to go for that.
Derek Meyer, head coach of the Otter boys track and field team. Pemberton Law Firm has 4 locations to serve you in Fergus Falls, Wadena, Detroit Lakes, and Alexandria. And, of course, you can visit them online at any time at pemlaw.com. Pemberton Law carries a legacy of trustworthy and reputable legal representation dating back to 1883. Lake Area Docks and Lifts offers premium waterfront equipment, sales, service, and installation. And they are offering you best quality and service at the best prices. Just ask your neighbor at the lake about Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
Lake Area Docks and Lifts, more than just docks and lifts. Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
The West Central Area Knights boys and girls golf teams both took home second-place trophies in the Section 6A golf meets held on May 29th and 30th. Both teams battled hard but fell short to a couple of good Park Christian Falcons teams. On the boys' side, Mitch Dewey took second overall, and his brother Marshall Dewey was third overall. They both qualify for state, along with Logan Kostelecki of Otter Tail Central, Jackson Swanger of Underwood, and Trayton Nelson of Ashby, Brandon Evansville. The West Central Area girls also had 2 girls qualify for state. Miley Dewey was 8th overall. Macy Gross took 10th overall. And other individual qualifiers are Aspen Beyer and Paige Beyer of Border West and Ayla Larson of Alexandria Community Christian. So great season for the West Central Area golf teams. And in baseball playoff action, well, here's what has happened in the action being played on Friday after rainouts affected games on Thursday. And the Fergus Falls baseball team finishes the game today at Concordia College in Moorhead. That was moved there because of wet field conditions in Fergus Falls, and they finished with a 1-hit shutout by Hunter Powers. Hunter had a big day at the plate, too, had 3 hits, but in his 7 innings, he struck out 8, walked 3, and gave up just 1 hit as the Otters eliminated Detroit Lake 7-0 in that game. Hawley rallied to beat Pelican Rapids by a score of 9-8 in their playoff game in Section 8-2A, and Pelican Rapids is eliminated. The Nuggets will play again on Monday. And the Perham Yellow Jackets blanked the Otter Tail Central Bulldogs 11-0 in their game on Friday in Perham. So both of those teams move on. OTC in the losers bracket Monday, and Perham in the winners bracket on Monday in that double elimination tournament. The Breckenridge Cowboys eliminated the Brandon Evansville Chargers in Section 6A, as the Cowboys had a solid performance, 11-6, the final score in that one. And the Panthers, Parker's Prairie, Dylan DeBilzen tossing a complete game shutout as they blanked Long Prairie Gray Eagle by a final score of 6-0. Playoffs all continuing on Monday. And, of course, last night, Thursday night, it was elimination of the Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals Series as they dropped Game 5 to the Dallas Mavericks. They were never in it. It was an embarrassment at Target Center. 124-103, the Mavericks clinched the Western Conference title, dominating the Wolves on the Timberwolves' home floor. Third trip to the finals in Dallas history, the last time being 2011 when the Mavericks won the franchise's only NBA championship. Their current coach, Jason Kidd, was the point guard on that team. And Luka Doncic, who earned Western Conference Finals MVP, had his highest scoring outing of the postseason in the game on Thursday night as he scored 36 points. Still, all in all, a great season for the Timberwolves, albeit a frustrating end to that great season. Well, that'll do it for our podcast today. Looking forward to a busy week next week with state track and field, state golf meets, some section golf meets, playoff baseball and softball all continuing. So be sure to tune in daily and check out the Part 2 Otter Hockey History podcast on YouTube. And we'll be working on Part 3 and getting that posted here sometime in the next couple of weeks. But Part 2 takes us from the Bill Colpitts era through the Tim Cullen coaching era, through the Brian Vautensdahl coaching era, and up to the great run that Brad Bergstrom's teams had when he was coaching in Fergus Falls for 7 years. So check it out at YouTube, the Otter Hockey History Podcast, Part 2. And again, thanks for joining us. Enjoy your weekend.
You've been listening to The Sports Moment with Craig Olson. Sponsored by Pemberton Law and Lake Area Docks and Lifts. Produced by Sunroom Lab. Music by Blue Red Roses. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and thanks for listening.